the comment was, how come I don't make some cornbread? And let's do that. Let's cook supper for two. This thing right here, I'll show you something. Look at it. Harder than a rock. Froze harder than a rock, I'm telling you. You could use it as a hockey puck. Slick on one side and got that tread plate design on the other side right there, if you can see it. They call them some kind of sirloin thing. Froze harder than a rock. Don't be fooling around when if it's time to cook. Don't be fooling around. We're gonna put that oven. Gonna make cornbread. Well, I'll look at that and see where it's at there in a minute. I think that's 450. First thing you want to do, take note, get a pencil and paper. A little bit of some kind of vegetable oil, you know, hog lard or something. Put you some oil in them skillets. And take your finger and now this skillet is cold, and you take your finger. If you want your bread to come out of your skillet, is you oil, in this case, it's probably a soybean oil, you know, but you some oil in there right there, you know. Not too much, but enough to cover. And some advice: if you come away with this video with nothing, on your notepad right there, if the only thing you get from this video right here, and only one person in the whole world. I mean, you know what you can do. I tell you something else you can do too. I don't advise it. I don't endorse it in no way whatsoever. But if necessary and you feel that you want to, you can put on some of them rubber gloves and do this with it. You can also buy one of them fancy mop things and put your oil in there and slush it around like that. If you want to, you can do that. Turn that oven on, put them skillets in there and let them be preheating whilst you put that batter together. Okay, as far as that recipe, y'all look at it, ain't nothing in it. Put you some cornmeal in there, and this happens to be a cornmeal mix. And you see about how much I'm putting in there. That's about, you know what I mean? That's about 2 cups right there. I'm not going to put it in that beaker over there to test myself or nothing like that, and I don't think that's enough. I want a little bit more, so I'm going to put it in there. I want a little bit thicker cornbreads. So ever how much that is right there is how much you use. I'm just saying it'll be good. I mean, it's, you know, I actually seen a recipe where that it give you what brand to buy. You know what I mean? You could about a quarter of a cup, a little bit more, because I put a little bit more cornmeal in there. And this is 0 all the milk fats. It's not skim milk and it's not 1, it's 0. Put, did y'all see about how much I put in there? I'm gonna say that was, you know, about a cup. But I'm gonna show you something. I hope this goes wrong. You know, it really has to go wrong in order for me to show you something where it won't be a disaster there in your kitchen. But in this case right here, nothing went wrong, so I can't bring it to your attention. You know what I mean? That's as it should be. If it looks any worse than that right there, I'm gonna put a little more milk in that right there. And that's really what you want. You would rather to err on the side of adding a couple of, that was I don't know how much that was. You see me do it. You was witness to it. Well, that's gonna be good. But you know, I still like my cornbread a little bit more thinner than that on the get-go. So I'm gonna put a little more milk in there. I'm just showing you this. I'm just showing you that if your batter is too dry or too wet, you know what I mean, it will influence your cornbread. So you want to, and the only way that you'll say, well, how come you get that happy medium? Right here it is. Watch this. When you get that cornbread up here and it wants to get off of that spoon, but it actually would hang there. Okay, that's if you pencil that in, go ahead and draw a picture of that on your book right there. I think that's all we're going to put in there. We're just going to go basic with that cornbread. I surely hate to though. Boy, I sure would like to put something in there, but you know what? I'm going to put some onion flakes in there. I can't help it. I can't help myself. I have something. I think I do. Oh, where is it? Oh, man. You know, I laid in a whole bunch of them the other day. Or at least I thought I did. Man, I don't think I got none of them. What is that right there? Okay, it's right here is them dried up. They're dried up. All these things right here is cheap. You know, about 90 cents for the whole thing of them. But it's dried onion flakes. And look under. That's a pretty good lot. You see how many that was? I like a little more. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there. And that's in dried onion flakes. You know, I just can't help it by putting something in there, you know. Okay, let's stir that up, see what we got. Now, when you add a dry ingredient like that, keep in mind that it's going to dry out your batter a little bit. I'll show you this. We're going to do something. Grits. We're going to put a handful of grits in there. Y'all watch this. Y'all see about how many I got? See them? Okay, that was a really, really good handful of them grits. Actually, you know what, I'd like a little bit more of that. That's kind of like an egg, you know. Oh, it's gonna be good. See, them onions is kind of coming alive now. I got a little whiff of that onion flavor. You know, when they're dried up, and it's untelling. I mean, them things have probably been dry for a while. No need to over stir this at all. And probably, you know, don't forget that there, let's call it meat. Right here. say it is. I say it is a frying. I'm going to turn that up just a little bit more. You know, there was some instructions. I'm going to tell you something. There was some instructions on them. Them burger things, them frozen sirloin patties. See, that right there is hot. It's really hot, I'm telling you. And so is that one. Put half your batter in one of them and half the batter in the other one, you know. Write that in the book right there, about half of it over there. And no need to get the scale out, you know what I mean? Oh, that's gonna be good. You know, if you want to, about right now, you can put you a little bacon grease right there on top of that right there if you want to. And we'll see what that looks like in about 15 minutes. Well, better get that out of there, get that served up. Oh, them onions. Y'all smell them onions? Yes. Yes. 450, about 460 on my stove for about 25 minutes. Got that turned off, turn that off, turn that off. Got something in the pot back there. Got them there two burger patties, they call them. Let's serve them up. Leave a comment, that's all I can say. This is going to be good. Non-stick skillet. Could have used cast iron, would have worked just as good. Oh, cornbread. Oh, it looks beautiful. Stuck. I think it's going to be a little bit better than normal. I'll show you. Skillet in hand, plate on top of skillet, hand on the bottom of the plate, and turn it over. Look at what we got. A little bit of crispiness on the bottom right there. I will get that out with some soapy water. It was a little bit stuck, a little bit stubborn, but let's see what it looks like. Voila! A little bit of crispiness there in that skillet. While I was dealing with that cornbread, y'all look here. That's them there. Yeah, you know, asparagus. They say that there are some tips in there. And as I was on the leaning aside, mashed potatoes, instant nonetheless. And I got them 2 pieces of butter there. They about 1/8 inch thick. I'm gonna put one of them right there. I'm gonna put one out there on that meat patty out there. Just put one on that there taters and one on that meat patty. We'll let that melt down right there a little bit. Now get down in that little hole right there. That's gonna be good. You know what we should do? I'll show you something. A little bit of paprika. Just kind of dust it along on them potatoes right there. Very light. Very light. Oh, it's going to be good. Now let's cut this cornbread right here. Oh, that onion smell done come out of there when I made that slice down in there. Cornbread. I would like a more crispy, a larger size. Oh yeah, you can't help yourself. You're going to taste it one way or the other. Might as well to get it over with on the get-go. You know, I could stop right there at the cornbread. Man, easily. Stop right there at the cornbread. Man, so good. I don't think that's good English. And those mashed potatoes, pretty good. Cuts with a fork. Meat patty with a little mashed potatoes. You know, that's pretty good. Well, let's try that cornbread. I'll show it to you. Oh, it's the top and the bottom. Done all the way through. Crispy, holds together. Got some resistance when you try to break it. It ain't bad. You know, we may be poor, but we eat good. Let's get on with the meal. Beverage for the occasion. Ice cold milk.